Hi guys, hello, how are you? I hope that you are fine there. Today we will discuss the poem number 3rd, Keeping Quiet, and it is composed by the Pablo Neruda. And I think you will understand this poem. And after discussing this poem, you will also drop your queries into the comment box. Now let's start. The first question is now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still for once on the face of the earth. Let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for 1 second and not move our arms so much. As per this stranger, the poet wants us that we should stress up on the importance of the keeping quiet. You know, all time we just keep busy in our activities, we just indulge in the process, and we don't have the time to think about our deeds, our about our task and the activities. But if we want to find out the solutions, because in such circumstances we have to dispute to others, they don't understand us and we can't understand them. That's why the poet want us, and he just want to give the importance of the keeping quiet. Keeping quiet mean to say to remain in the silent zone and just thinking about the activities whatever we are doing, whether it's a right one or wrong one. Let not speak any language. It mean to say we will not do any physical activities and just focus and on our concentration, and we just mind up where whatever we are doing, whether it is the right one or the wrong one, whether we are earning the money by the some sources, it is the right one or the wrong one, whether it's fair and the fine there. Let's stop for 1 second. It mean to say so that we can do the introspection, and we just thinking inward in our conscience, and also mind up that, and also understand the value of the silence in our life and not move our arms so much. It mean to say we will not do any physical activities and just remain remain just remain silent for 1 second. So it mean to say in the whole conclusion that count to 12. Count to 12 mean to say just bring that bring the time for us so that we can understand the value of the keeping quiet as per the Pablo Neruda, and where we are working like the face on the earth, and we will not talk in any language. We stop for some times and don't do any physical activities. I hope that it is clear the stranger number first. Now it's turn to stranger number two. As per stranger number two, it would be an exotic moment without rush, without engine. We would be all together in a sudden stillness. As per this stranger, we would not talk in any language. We should stop all our activities. We will not do any physical movements. So when we will do this process, that moment is called the exotic moment. Exotic moment is mean to say it is the unusual moment where we can understand the value of introspection, so that we can realize the things in a better manner, whether we are doing the things in a right manner or a wrong manner, and so that we can mind up. Suppose we are earning the money, and day by day we just earn the money, but we don't really know whether by which means we are earning the money, whether it is the fair and the right means from where we are getting. That moment is called the golden moment in our life. That is called the exotic moment, where we can understand the situation, where we can understand the people. Sometimes we have a quarrel with someone, we have a dispute with someone, and so that we can find out the way from where we can come out, we can overcome the situation. That is called the exotic moment. Without rush, without engine. Without rush and without engine mean to say we don't have the any hurly-burly stage in our life where we will not do the work on the machine. We should stop all the machines and all the gadgets. We would be all together in a certain stillness. When we will not do any work, we would understand the introspection. We would understand ourselves. We must understand the other people, what they want to us and what we want from them. So that in that exotic moment, in that golden period, now it is the time that we must all together in this golden moment, and it would create a mutual understanding with the people, and people would come together with us, and it is also create the brotherhood in the society, and it will create a mutual understanding with us, and it will also create a understanding with the people. So as per this stranger, I think you clear this stranger. Now the stranger number third. Stranger, as per stranger third, the fisherman in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would look his hurt hands. Here in this stranger, the poet has talked about the two people, the fisherman and the person who is gathering the salt on the seaside. Mean to say, by taking these examples, we can take the any two-person from the society, like the fisherman and like the man gathering salt here. The in this relaxed time, in this mean to the silent time, when the people are just do the introspection in their life and realize the things in a better manner, so they will understand what's the value of introspection. Suppose the fisherman who is catching the fish on the seaside and throwing his net in the sea, when he stop for some times, so at least some fish can get the life, and also fisherman can stop the activities. So by doing this, the introspection and stop the activities for some time, so other people can relieve, okay, from our deeds, and also some people can get the life, and some people also get the relief from the things. Suppose the man gathering salt who just do the work to collect the salt in the seaside right now from morning to evening. So when he just do this process, so we just when we look at his hands, so his hands always get hurt. You know for what? Because when he collect the salt in the water, so his hands get wet, and as a result his outer skin, okay, always hurting, and when he stop the times for some second, so at least he can heal his hands, and he can also the mind up, and he can also take rest so that his hands can improve, and mean to say, so that he can heal his hurting hands. So mean to say, so by doing the introspection line, some people can get the benefited. They can also find out the ways and overcome the situation, and such type of the anxieties, problems, and the hurly-burly stages we can remove in from them in our life. And so it is the value of the introspection. It is the value of the keeping quiets. Is for some moment we can get relief. As per stranger number 4, those who prepare a green wars with gas, war with fire, victory with no survivors, would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shade doing nothing. Okay, as per stranger number 4, when you know there are the two type of the war. The first is the green war. Green war always is against the nature, in which we destroy the nature, okay, we cut the trees. The war with gas, the war with fire, mean to say, war with gas mean to say we pollute our environments. It is the environmental pollution. We create the environmental pollution. War with fire mean to say we use the weapon. Some big countries always want to dominate on the some small countries. You know, war always bring the destructions in our life, and also the loss of the human beings in our life. So there is no any benefit of the war in our life. So there are the some, you know, the selfish and the cheap people who always just want to get his advantage, and they don't care about the other people. They don't care about the society. They don't care about the peace in the world. They just want to dominate on the other things. It's not a human beings. So when and if we do the introspection in this war time, in this difficult time, so at least we can save the people, and there is no value of the such war where no survivor left. Mean to say, it is not importance of the such victory when the people will not survive, and we just celebrate our victory on the death of the people. No, it's not a sign of the humanity. So when we will just do the introspection, at least For sometimes the such type of the war can be stopped, and in the war we just stain our hands with the blood of enemies, and we just understand the other people as an enemy. And in this introspection time, at least such enemies can make our we can make us such enemies our friends, and that is called our brother. And we would put on clean clothes. We would put on clean clothes mean to say there is no any stains of the blood on our clothes, where we can just wash our hands with the blood of the enemies. And such enemy can be made our brothers, and we we would be together and just think about the welfare of the humanity. So mean to say, by doing the introspection for some moments, we can stop any war. And war mean to say it is the large term. So when we can stop the war, so in this way, in this by this method, we can also save the humanity. We can save the nature. We can save the life of the people, which is very valuable in our life. Okay. Now the next stranger is stranger number 5. As per stranger number 5, what I want should not confused with total inactivity. Life is what it is about. I want no truck with death. So here, as per this stranger, the poet want to say that he is advocating to we that we should stop all the activities, and it is the situation when we don't do any activity. It is called the inactivity stage. Mean to say, he is saying that for some time we should stop the activity. So by saying this, some people get confused. Keep at one side, the poet is saying that we should stop all the activities, and by the other side, he is saying that we needn't to confuse. It mean to say, कि life is what it is about. Mean to say, life never stops. It always keep going. It always keep working. And I want no truck with death. It mean to say, truck mean to say, to associate and in the connection with the death. The poet had want to say here, life always keep going. We should not misunderstood by what the poet want to say. He just want to say कि only for a moment we should stop our activities so that we can understand ourselves in a better manner. Because sometimes we confuse with some things, we have dispute with other one, we have misunderstanding with our friends, with our colleagues, with our brothers, with our families. So in this way, in this period, we should stop for some time so that we can find out the route, so that we can find out the way from where we can overcome the situations. And life is always keep going. So life is what as we lead it. And that's why he's not saying that we must stop the activities forever, for all the times. As per stranger number 6, if we were not so single-minded about keeping our life moving and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with the death. So as per this situation, the poet want to say कि by doing the introspection, it can end up the war, it can end up our puzzles, it can end up our worriness, anxieties, and the problems what we are facing. This is called the golden period, and this is only the impact of the introspection and the realization what we are doing, and also so that we can understand in a better manner. And if we do nothing for some seconds, in this silence period, we can overcome the situations, and we can win the situation, and we can get the way on which we can such things such things never dominate on us. And the situation where we can't understand other one, by this method, it is called our golden period. And when we understand the such situations, so we never threatening by the death. That means to say where all our ways just ended up, and we can't we can find the root, and we can find the ways from where we can win the situations. I hope you understand stranger number 6. As per stranger number 6, in a short, I just want to clear one more time. We should always do the things in a single-minded. Single-minded to say, just do the do the one things at a one time, so that we can just go on a one track. And life is what it is, as is leading. We all know life never stops. It always keep going, and a huge silence can interrupt the sadness, our worries, our anxieties, and we can find the ways from our problems. And it is the only the impact just by the introspection. It can end up the war, it can bring the brotherhood in the society, and it would create the mutual understanding with the people. And we never afraid from the death, because when we don't have the ways, we always just afraid with the death. It is the short briefing of stranger number 6. Now it's turn to stranger number 7. Perhaps the earth can teach us, as when everything seemed dead and later proves to be alive. Now I will count up to 12, and you keep quiet and I will go. This is the last stanza, my dear one, and I hope that you will understand, okay, in a better manner. You know, Earth is the living examples on this world, because not only we just get the teaching by the scholars, by the learned people, and by the great people. Here it is taken the example of the earth, because from the earth we can also teach the lesson. You know in what manner? Okay, just look here. When everything seemed dead, mean to say, in some weathers, when the winter comes, everything just dry, everything get dead, and the silent, and later proves to be alive. Later proves to be alive here means after the winter, there is the season of the spring. When the spring comes, everywhere it is the new stage of the greenery. Everywhere we just notice the greenery, new twigs come out on the branches, and the earth which seems dead, in the summer season, sorry, in the winter season, it just get the new beauty, and it looks like a fresh. The flower blooms on the branches, and it is a very wonderful sight to see. It is the miraculous things. So mean to say, the earth at a one time seems dead. After some times, it looks like a fresh, and it is in its utmost beauties. So here, life has two pros and cons. The first one is, suppose we don't have the ways. After sometimes, by doing the introspection, in the same manner as the earth is teaching us, in the same manner we can find out the ways to overcome the situations. A little introspection, a little the moment of realize the things, by just doing the meditation, the very big war can be ended up. And by this introspection, it brings the harmony in the world, it brings the peace, it brings the love, it brings the mutual understanding with the other peoples. And at last, the poet just want to say, I will count up to 12. I will count up to 12 mean to say, for a little time, for some time, he's going to doing the introspection, and you keep quiet. You keep quiet mean to say, we will keep quiet and I will go. I will go mean to say, ki by giving the value of the introspection, the patience, and the keeping quiet, such type of the moment can bring a better refreshment in our life. And I hope that you understand the all such strangers in a better manner. If you have a queries, please drop into the comment box, and so that I go through your queries. Thank you very much to understand this problem.